So in this video, I'm gonna explain the story of how I made $24.5 million by the age of 22.
Iman Gadzhi seems like one of the most successful people at first glance. Taking a peek at his most recent views on YouTube, he has a high degree of influence on the channel, without a doubt moving upward. However, his sudden success has been met with some criticism. Comments all over the internet are accusing him of being what you would call a fake guru and asking where the main sources are. This really piqued my interest, so since he's been making videos for a while. Now I sat down and watched through his content dating all the way back to 2016. He was only a young jit with no breath. So let's look at what I discovered and try to determine how authentic his self-declared net worth of $30 million actually is.
Can you tell me roughly what your net worth is?
Do around $1.5 million a month.
$1.5 million a month, okay.
Gadzhi was born on January 3rd of 2000 in South Russia, where he was raised by his single mother and grandparents. You could say his life really wasn't moving as he described his early life living situation, but didn't have a father figure in his life, but his mother and grandmother made him feel like he had someone he could look up. Throwing up his mother, worked 2 jobs to be able to support herself and Iman. And upon turning 4, they moved to London, which was quite the transition for him, going from a small town in Russia to all of a sudden living in a huge city. He instead began reading books. He would go to his local library and buy his favorite books, which he would later read at home. So now these weren't any ordinary Diary of Wimpy Kid books. Iman was reading certified hood classics like Rich Dad, Poor Dad and the 48 Laws of Power. These rare habits are what separated him from the rest of the show. Since Iman was now older and more confident, he wanted to make some money. He was still too young to submit a job application. So he became a salesman at his local corner store. So he did the next logical thing he could do, which was start a side hustle consisting of him flipping Instagram accounts. Iman made a couple of grands from this household before departing from the hustle and tiring. The only logical thing you could do with this money at such a young age was where others blow it all on Pokemon cards. Iman was obviously different. He smells an opportunity and decided to save up his money. Iman dreamed of becoming the next John Wren. So he created his first YouTube channel where he would create videos documenting his entrepreneurial journey. The best part was that he was pretty consistent with his upload, unlike many other YouTubers. While Iman was busy with content creation, he decided to use his social media skills and offered to run his local soccer team's social media pages for $90 a week. The owner of the organization must have been in the good mood that day because he agreed to the offer, and Iman was contracted to post 4 YouTube videos, 30 unique Instagram posts, and 3 unique Facebook posts every month. This was technically his first client for the multi-million-dollar ad agency currently run, so it was worth it. Something about this hustle really sparked his interest in growing businesses for other people. So Iman dialed in and started reaching out to the clueless business owners that would be interested in his service for a whole 7 months. Iman's business was stagnant, so a specific week that changed his life, he hopped on his usual Discord call with a potential client. For this time, the client was actually interested and ended up hiring emails. This momentum continued until Iman was racking in $4,500 a month. One day he discovered Facebook ads, and without any testing or research, he rolled out this new service to his agents. Because this new service lost his clients a lot of money, not only that, a lot of his clients ended up believing his agency after his poor performance. This was a huge lie for Iman. But this only gave him more momentum to bounce back from his loss. Iman began pulling back the slingshot by focusing on only one knee. This was the best decision he ever made, because when you let go of the slingshot, his business exploded. He went from making $10,000 a month to making over $100,000 in 1 month. Iman was now back on his reading grind, and when he read the 4-hour work week, it was obvious that hiring employees would help scale the agency. The momentum propelled Iman into a different level of rich, and this is where the monk mode turned on. Iman grew his agency to have 4 employees with over 18 clients, and every month he was making enough to put a down payment on a California home in the hills. It seemed like it was smooth sailing for Iman. That wasn't the case. He lost some of his clients here, and there's sometimes equaled up to a loss of $25,000 in 1 month. But for Iman, this was something that took a toll on his mental health, and it's one of the quotes that go, "When it rains, it pours," is one of his favorites. He truly believed when one thing goes bad, everything else will go bad too. So he dealt with moments like these by meditating and hopping on Ashwagon. But as big of a hustler Iman was, he knew any money he lost must be made back. So consulting became a big part of Iman's business. Iman charged mindless individuals $25,000 for 2 days of consulting. The only issue with consulting was that it wasn't scalable for him, so he transformed his in-person consulting gig into an online course, which was when Iman became a certified guru in the financial space. Coming in at $3,000 Iman started getting some hate for his course due to the high price and alleged lack of technical teaching inside the program. During this time, he was also seen popping up. He was featured in many YouTube videos that would expose his slightly odd behavior. However, most of these videos lacked substances and were mainly silly, goofy trolls. So despite the backlash, he was running up a huge back. His course profits quickly surpassed his agency profits. Iman was aware of the hate. So in order to rejuvenate his reputation, he transitioned his course into an education company. He's been able to absolutely explode his channel throughout the last year now. With all of this in mind, is he actually someone you can trust? People love to run to him selling a course as proof that he is a fake guru and someone that you should avoid. However, I don't believe selling course is enough to qualify someone as a fraud. Online education seems to be the future, and there aren't many in-person courses you can take that will keep you how to start a social media marketing agency. Although he undoubtedly has made a lot of money through selling his program and educating people, we can't ignore that beyond reasonable doubt, he has made decent money with the business that he is teaching. His involvement in the NFT space may raise some red flags. I would love to hear about it in the comments, and while you're down there, maybe this shot a quick like in the sub. Peace out.